All right, back to the ZX11. So, got it running. What I thought was pretty good. You flip the throttle a little bit, and it kind of stumbled, but you could kind of slowly get into the throttle, and it would rev fine. Riding it super smooth, kind of chugs certain RPM. So, I already went through the carburetors once, but apparently just not good enough. Let me find my drill. 1 second. No idea where it's at. Wife probably has it somewhere in the house. Okay, anyways. Already went there once, so I'm going to go through them again, but this time instead of using the jets that are there, because I believe that, oh sorry, I'm opening up my my tools real quick on my bits, so I get me a Phillips. Anyways, I think the idle circuit isn't clogged, which will be the pilot jets, but just because of how it does idle, I'm going to take them out anyways. So then I always bust these loose first with my regular screwdriver, and then I will come back with my impact or my drill and pop them off. So I'm gonna hold the GoPro with my mouth, and y'all just watch what I'm doing. So usually I try to keep the bowls kind of in order, but it really doesn't matter. Sorry, I need an extension. Hey! Ha! Found my drill. Don't need an extension anymore. But it doesn't matter because the bowls are exactly the same on all the way around. So. All right, so all that I'm doing to these, I'm not gonna clean them. Like I said, I've already gone through, I sprayed every hole that there was. What I am gonna do is take these jets out and take the pilot jets out and replace them with I have a carburetor rebuild kit right there. That's everything. Listen guys, that's a Chinese kit. It costs like 24 bucks. I don't necessarily recommend it, but for the jets, I mean, it does look pretty decent, but you can't really mess up the main jets. I guess the only thing that really could be messed up is, although they say maybe, you know, these do say 160, 158, 160, is if maybe their calculations are wrong, or their calibrations are wrong, I guess you could say, and it's not, you know, quite that right size. Let me turn the light on. I'll help you out a little bit. Oh yeah. So pop these main jets off. It should be 160, 158, 160. So let me get these off real quick. And not with this one, I'm not going to. I tried to use a, well, this one for one, and my other good flathead is missing. Ah, no, it's not. Okay. Usually, you know, a lot of guys, or maybe even y'all, try to use a small one for these. Well, I'm sure you've probably noticed, you probably chipped a corner off, because these are just brass. These main jets here. Of course, I guess this is up close, I did before. Main jet, full wide open throttle. Pilot jet, right here for idle. And this is where, if you have a factory bike that's never been touched before, they may have a cap there, and you just drill a hole and put a little screw in there and pop the cap out. This is the air fuel mixture screw. This is kind of just for low RPM cruising, kind of idle up to 2,000 RPM. So most of the time, if it's ever been jacked with, if it's factory jets and you have a factory exhaust, you shouldn't have to. But if somebody's gone through the carbs and you go to, you know, blip the throttle, just a quick one, just like a, you know, something like that real fast, and it kind of bogs. A lot of the time, if these are all correct, they're all clean and everything works, a lot of the time it's adjusted out too far, it's too rich. It's throwing way too much fuel at one time into there. So these are actually 3.5 turns out, which is far too much now that I have learned after I put this back on. I didn't do this, all I did was clean them, and I seen how far these were out, and just to kind of make a mental note of where they're at. It's 3.5 too much. I'm gonna do them 2 3/4 and replace the pilot and main jet, and it's probably gonna fix all my issues. It is rideable, but I mean, you have a bike that's that clean, although it has 68,000 miles, runs super smooth, but a bike that clean, you might as well just go ahead and have the carbs done and good to go. So let me get these out real quick. And yeah, okay. So yeah, these are 160, like I suspected. That's a 158. And another 160. Okay, sorry, all over the place with this thing. If I can do this with one hand, oh, maybe not. Hold on. There you go. Okay, so first time carburetor rebuilders, if you're in here, these things right here. Okay, so the main jets, if you strip them out, you know, it's a problem, but it's not that big of a deal because you actually get to them with a pair of vice grips, or good lord, I'm all crooked. Sorry guys. If you strip the main jet out, it's not that big of a deal. You can get a pair of pliers, whatever. You don't want to do that. That's why I say you want to get a nice flathead screwdriver that fits them. Now, you strip these bad boys out in here, I'm not even sure what you're gonna do, to be honest with you, even try to get them out. So, whenever you go to pick your screwdriver to that, maybe the carburetor's been sitting, squirt a little bit of carb cleaner in there, just to kind of maybe try to break things loose a little bit. Get you a good, this is a Husky I got from Home Depot. Get you a good small flathead, get in there, fill the groove. Once you click it basically in the flathead groove, you know, you got the flathead groove, you feel the screwdriver go in there. Kind of, before you go to loosen it, just kind of feel if there's any wiggle room. If there's no wiggle, perfect. Push down as hard as you can while holding the carburetors and you go to bust it loose. If you break, these are just brass. You break a little piece off, good luck getting them out. So, these are all loose now. Now they're all out. These are all 38s. Pilot jets are usually all exactly the same. Well, no, they should be exactly the same. If they're not, something's wrong. Or you have some way more adjustment than a regular carburetor probably is going to need. Unless you're racing, of course, then do whatever. So, now, okay. So you got 4, of course. Now the diaphragms, I've never ever seen anybody replace them. If you know how to, fantastic. If you don't, I would leave them alone. If your diaphragms are ripped, try to find a hole in the slide, the whole thing. A main jet? No main jets. See, so I'm talking about Chinese stuff. It's that cheap, you know. I mean, it's brass, you know, so not really how you can mess up. But there's no main jets. Let me. I'm gonna go through all of these, make sure none of them have it. Maybe one of these have all the main jets. But as of right now, it looks like there is no main jets. And those honestly don't look like the right diaphragms either. Hold on guys, I can't see a dang thing. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so these things, they don't even have the numbers on them. So I'm not even gonna put these in. I'm not gonna waste my time. Nope. Wow. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine, because believe it or not, I've been this road before. Been down the old road before. So this stuff right here, old carburetor choke cleaner. I need freaking straw. There we go. All right, guys. Well, that's why I usually buy All Balls Racing kits. Which, speaking of that, to make sure. CR250. Okay. I know I had one, a kit, but that's not a big deal. Okay. Basically, I'm trying to avoid. I'm probably gonna have to anyways, just because. But pilot jets are so small. Everything in them is so small. It'll be hard for you to get in the passages that you really need to. So what I'm looking for are new pilot jets. A bunch of freaking main jets, promise you that. Goodness gracious, look at all of them. Anyways, okay, I don't have any bright shiny pilot jets. That's fine. I'll use what's in it. Not a big deal. And this is the dyno jet kit I bought for my J model over there. But believe it or not, it didn't even work. Wait. Alright, so hold this up. Okay, so. Alright, I know I'm all over the place, sorry guys. I was just trying to cut some corners. I lost that freaking straw. Found it. Okay. So don't. Oh, good. Okay. Now, oh, cause they're tiny. I mean, you can't even. Okay. The hole. It's not even. I mean, you can't even see through it because. Well, you just can't. It's just freaking small. So I'm gonna spray these out real quick. I guess we'll go through the process. I don't really show a lot of, I guess, work on videos because, well, I'm not a mechanic. I just work on my own stuff. But here we go. Take the ring off because it burns. Okay, I need what I need is a clamp of some kind, like this. Okay, and I guess that's not gonna work. Just trying to get it to where I don't have to hold it in the mouth. Zoom in. No zoom in. Okay. But I mean, I guess everybody can kind of see here. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Basically, also, it's really helpful to have. Well, it's not gonna do it. Carburetor cleaner thing. I'll do it. I'll probably cover up this mess I got over here. Yep. These things. Just a little tiny wire. You know, you put it in there and kind of wiggle jiggle around. You just want to make sure it goes to where it stops. Because this is actually, I'm assuming it goes, flows around, then goes out these little tiny holes in here. Because you actually can't push a wire all the way through. And then whenever you do spray it in here, it doesn't go out like you would think. So, that seemed pretty clean. Drop that back in there. I'm gonna get the next one. So really, I guess it's kind of tore down for nothing because I could have left it all on and just adjusted the air fuel mixture screw. Because I think that's really what's all wrong with it. But I know for a fact I didn't spray these out when I first had the bike apart. I was mainly concerned about the valve cover gasket leaking, which there was definitely leaking. Every spark plug hole had, you know, an eighth way up through the plug boot. Oil was there. I didn't really. Don't get this stuff in your eye either, because I'll tell you what, that burns. Spray. I always like to spray it first before I don't even know if you can see this or not when I'm doing this. Oh, you can't, with freaking hands in the way. Whenever I do, put the needle, the little wire in there and kind of just wiggle jiggle around. Spray the carb cleaner in there first, so if it will help break up anything in there, if it's just older gas or whatever, like all the yellow kind of residue on the bowls and stuff. This stuff just, it wipes right off, like it wasn't even there. So then give it another, you know, hard spray. And I'll spray in there too, just in case there is any debris, which there shouldn't be, because like I said, I did go through everything. But yeah. Spray, except I seen that actually jet straight through. So, and the only reason why I'm really spending this much time on the idle circuit, it seemed like it went to low idle, and not really. When you did adjust the idle screw, it didn't seem like it did a whole lot. So I'm just kind of going through that whole mess again, and just get it cleaned up. I can't believe that kit didn't come with any main jets. That's just odd. Oh, it wasn't even set yet. Come on. There we go. And same thing when tightening these things. You're gonna go fast, whatever. Once they button up, kind of stop, press down, and then see where you're at. So now this screwdriver, see, it's got blue marking on it. I did it specifically for air fuel mixture screws. So it's best to screw them all the way in. Now it's seated. All these, I'm gonna seat these first. Seat all 4 of them. Alright, so then I like to face the blue towards me, at least so I can see it. Y'all can't see it, but I can. We go 1, 2, and this is a square screwdriver, so I can go like this, 1, 2, 3. Now that's 2 3/4 out, unscrewed. That's why I colored it blue, so I can see every time it passes me, that's 1 full turn out. 1, 2, 2. There's 3. Well, 3/4, 2 3/4 is what I'm doing here. 1, 2, right there. And one more time. 1, 2, and 2 3/4. All right. So that's it. Of course, put these main jets back in, but these are so large you can clearly see if there's a debris in here. If there is debris in there, sorry. But I really would like a stage, I don't know, stage 1 kit. Basically, you move the 60s to here, and you put 62s on the outside. I don't have it here. I know for a fact my jet kit, or all of my jets over there, I don't have any 62s. I know for a fact. It's weird because the ZX7, the P model, they've got gigantic jets for some reason. They've got 170s and 180s. For the main jets, and the ZX11, actually these 160s and 158s are factory. These are from factory, which is just crazy because you'd think it's 1100, but we have more fuel, but really because 1100 is a Ram air bike, it's putting so much air in there. Really, it's atomizing the fuel fantastically, so it doesn't need a bunch of fuel because of the air in it. So from here I'm going to end the video. Y'all know how to screw on screws. And also, I don't know if y'all seen, well, let me just get through this real quick. Actually, this is really the longest part of the whole freaking process, is 4 screws on each. And these things, they're cheesy. Although they're factory, they're Phillips head. So when you do tighten them, you're going to use a screwdriver, and you're going to make sure that you press down pretty good so you don't strip them, because they are Phillips and they are a little cheap kind of metal, whatever they are, and they will strip very easily. But yeah, you know what, I'm going to end it here. Basically, I'll take it back over to 11 real quick and show you. These are actually identical to the P model carburetors, except for the spacing in here. They're identical. 41 millimeter carburetor. And then I gotta get some vacuum caps, because I want to cap off these outer 2, do the clean air mod, and get rid of this, and basically just do a piece of plastic tube there. So it's not, well, it's not right now because I have it clogged off with a freaking paper towel. But do that so it doesn't recirculate exhaust gas back into your intake and carbs and gum up some stuff, and it's just better, more clean air if you just get rid of all that. So I'm going to end it off here so I can get this thing uploaded, because this so far is a 25-minute video and most of y'all don't even watch up to 5 minutes. So I appreciate if y'all did get this far. I know most of these videos are kind of boring, but the older bikes don't get a whole lot of love, and just in case somebody did buy an older bike and wanted to get up and going and at least ride, and maybe it's their first bike that's all they can afford, at least I can try to help somebody walk through, you know, or walk somebody through the carburetor rebuild so they can get to riding, because everybody loves riding if you know, ride motorcycles. So I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.